can see everything turning around. Amen. Good day, people of God. This is Pastor Michael Oladejo, reaching you with the word of encouragement for the week of Monday, the 9th of August, 2021. And this one simply says, be a finisher. Be a finisher. Today, the Lord is speaking to some of us who are great starters. You can start beautiful ideas, beautiful projects, but then to finish is a problem. It says there is a joy in you finishing that assignment, in finishing that project that He has committed into your hands. I heard the story of an athlete, left a small African country to attend the Olympics in Atlanta those days in a long distance race, And of course, he gave it his very, very best to all the practice, did everything. When they landed in the Olympics village, he was there, he was active, Everybody loved him, And they went in for the long distance race. But unfortunately, he came last in the race. Not only did he come last, the spectators had left by the time he was getting to the finish line. But he still finished all the same. And when he was interviewed, he said, well, for everything that he had put in, for the fact that he was the first person representing his country, he couldn't stop, short of the finish line. That he needed to lay good example, being the first person coming to represent his family, his country in the Olympics, and that's a very, very good example of the kind of spirit we need to have. You must determine that you will finish your destined projects. A racer is never done until he has crossed the finish line. Win or lose, he or she must finish. In Luke chapter 14, verses 28 to 29, Jesus said to us, for which of you intending to build a tower, seated not down first and counted the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it, lest haply after he had laid the foundation, he is not able to finish it, or that behold it began to mock him. So Jesus taught us here the importance of counting the cost ahead of starting the project, and the major reason for that is that so that when you start the project, you are able to finish. Here are some practical steps or advice that can help you to finish that assignment or that project that you have started. Number one, ignore how far you have come on the work. Okay, whatever progress you have recorded so far, ignore it now. Engage it as if you are just starting afresh. Maybe you have celebrated too early. You need to ignore the current progress and face the rest of the work as if you are just starting. Philippians chapter 3 verse 13. Paul said, they say, brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before. Point number 2, apply the law of divide and conquer. I spoke about that yesterday at our Workers School of Greatness. You can, reach our CCG Faith Chapel Orleans and Facebook. You see it there. Essentially, divide and conquer says, look at the complicated task, break it down into smaller pieces, okay? And then start working from the easier, smaller pieces upwards until you are able to finish the whole thing. Isaiah chapter 28 verse 10, it says, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, a little here and a little there. And then point number 3, apply Primark principle, also known as grandma's principle. What does he say? He says you should use high frequency activity to reinforce low frequency behavior. In other words, the things that you love to do, the things that gives you some joy, some pleasures, okay? Use it to reward yourself as you accomplish major tasks. For instance, if you're a lover of playing games, okay, so have it in mind that when you accomplish major tasks, then that's the time you go and play a game to celebrate yourself, all right? I believe that this is going to help you to move to the realm of the finish line. It is God's mind for you to be a completer, finisher. Remember, Jesus himself, the Bible says, is the author and the finisher of our faith. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. So I release you to this new week. I pray that the lines will fall onto you in pleasant places. God will be gracious and kind to you in Jesus' mighty name. Bye.